Hey, y'all. Thank you for joining us for another episode of Beards and Bitcoins. We are a crypto podcast for the man's man. And yes, the ladies that love us and them. Hey, just so you guys know, we are happy to announce. I mean, if you're looking at us, if you're watching on the video, Ben and I are in great health. I beat the coronavirus. I had a little dry cough last week. Ben's doing well. We hope you're doing well. Thank you for joining us. We're happy to be here healthy.
Yeah, absolutely. I definitely, before we started recording, as soon as I saw Jay, I said, I think you had it. And he was like, yeah, I think I probably did.
There's a strong chance that I did, man. I had a weird cough, and I have respiratory issues, so I probably wouldn't even know if something came up.
You wouldn't even know if something went down your throat. Wait, what? What did I say? Whoa, family friendly, guys. Okay, family friendly. I was talking about oxygen, guys, oxygen.
Yeah.
So so what's going on over in your neck of the woods, man? Like, it's crazy over here. I think it's crazy over there. I think everybody who's listening, things are probably going crazy for them. So what are you doing right now?
Well, I have voluntarily self-quarantined myself, my family, my wife and I. We're just kicking it at the house, man. Bought a couple cases of beer, and I got enough black beans and rice to last me at least a month. I think. Although I'm really kind of strange about things, man. Like, I went to the grocery store, we did all this stuff, and I'm not a prepper, right? Not by any stretch of the imagination, but I wanted to be prepared.
Exactly.
We wanted to get some stuff. And so I got myself all these boxes of granola bars. And I got to tell you, man, I probably went through 3 boxes of granola bars before I even started to quarantine myself.
That's the way it is, right?
I'm not good at rationing. I'm like, ooh, I got to try this one because I got all different flavors. I'm like, I got to try these. I got to see how good they are.
Yeah.
But it's good. We're just self-quarantine, doing the thing at home, taking the dog for a walk, not seeing anybody. What about you guys?
Yeah. So, we've been self-quarantined for about 10 days now. We knew this was coming. We knew this was going to be bad. And we the way my wife and my family, we look at it, we're doing our part. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We're not looking at it like we're stuck in the house. This is there are people out there that are being so irresponsible right now. It's insane. All the people going to spring break in the middle of this.
Oh, dude, that's crazy.
Isn't it nuts? Have you seen the video of the college kids talking about partying in front of Costco or something like that?
The 2 Chad dudes. There's one. They're just like, oh god, you give millennials a bad name.
I know. We're at the top end of the millennials, and they're at the bottom end. And they're definitely bottom biznatches. The reason why people don't understand this, in my opinion, unless we get a cure that's able to get out to people, which people say you can't cure a virus, but they are having some success treating it with some different things, like some malaria medicine and, some HIV medicine, and then the Japanese flu medicine. Today they came out with a study. If we can't get on the back end of this and cure it by treating it, there was a report today that said we could be dealing with this for 18 months.
No. Here,
Did you see that?
You said. Yeah, I did. And to me, I couldn't handle that. There's no way I can be in my house for 18 months. I'll be outside of my house interacting with people in the next 2 weeks. I'm getting close. I'm kind of getting stir crazy. You know what I mean? We can take the dog for a walk so I can go out and get fresh air. But I kind of I like to see people.
Yeah, no,
I'm not typically a hermit.
Yeah, no, I feel that. But unfortunately, there's just not going to be anything you can do other than go for a walk. That's Nothing. Just that's where things are heading. And people are going to go crazy. So the plan is, the 18-month plan is, and we are going to talk crypto today, guys, just so everybody knows. We're just talking about what's going on with our lives and things. We are going to be talking, coins and, stock market, recession, stuff like that. We'll give you the full intro here in a minute. But, the plan for the 18-month, if this lingers that long, it's a 5-month quarantine followed by a 2-month or a 5-month quarantine followed by 1 month of being able to get out and about, and then 2 months of quarantine, 1 month out, 2 months quarantine, 1 month out, 2 months quarantine, all the way up until 18 months when they can get the vaccine.
I'm going to refuse to believe I even ever heard what you just said. That's never going to happen.
It's scary. It's scary. People think that our entire world is changing right now.
Oh, 100%. I mean, I do know that. I know that how many industries and how many, segments of this, of our kind of daily life are being affected. I mean, I know that like the small little niche of the world that I'm in for my daily business, like it's just rough, man. Like people are going to go out of business. But I mean, you think about like you got friends in like the service industry and the retail industry. I mean, you got a lot of people that kind of live that paycheck to paycheck life because that's just like the style of it. And
90% of America lives paycheck to paycheck.
dude, it's rough. It's going to be whatever. It's sad to even think about.
Yeah, it is definitely insane to think that, that they say 20% of people, I've seen numbers as high as 50% of people could lose their jobs. And I mean, I don't know what the government's going to, like, we may actually, because of this, end up getting some kind of crazy change to our entire government, like a restructuring of our government completely, because like there's going to have to be something that's going to be done on a socialism level. Like there's going to have to be, because people aren't going to have enough money to survive. So there's going to have to be something. But speaking of socialism, this is the
Great
worst
segue.
This is the worst segue I've ever made in my life. Speaking of socialism, I want to share something really cool with you guys, which is our show sponsor, Monarch. So Beards and Bitcoins. Monarch is not socialist, by the way. I'm sorry. That's the worst segue I ever made. Beards and Bitcoins Crypto Podcast is brought to you by Monarch Wallet. Rule your own financial kingdom from the palm of your hand.
That's right, man. The team at Monarch, they are absolutely working hard to bring you the one app to access all of your crypto services. These guys are they believe in delivering you tech, not hype.
Yeah, with the universal decentralized Monarch wallet that is not socialist, you can buy, store, spend, and earn crypto. With Monarch Pay, you can set up and accept recurring crypto payments in capitalism.
Ah, what a beautiful thing. If you need more information, check them out. You can go to the App Store or monarchwallet.com, monarchtoken.io for more info today.
That has to go down in history as possibly the worst segue, not just of our show, but in the history of podcasting and radio. That might have been the absolute worst segue. I don't know what I was thinking. I'm sorry, guys.
Sorry, Beatles.
Sorry. They are American, okay? At least most of them are. Good. Hit it. Tell them what's coming up on the show today, Jay.
All right. Well, we got a fantastic show planned for you. Obviously, we talked about what's going on in our self-quarantines. We're going to talk about the stock market, kind of what's going on with the recession there, Newsbreak, token time. What do you want to do for token time?
Yeah, so for token time, we're both going to actually give our quarantine picks for what we think, which coins we think will do the best during like a recession or during this time. I know what mine is. I don't know what yours is. So we're going to be coming at this, definitely pretty interesting. And then for Manspreading, we're going to talk about what sport or event that got canceled do we miss the most. And I definitely got something I'm, missing terribly. I'm sure you got one too as well.
No doubt, man. That sounds good. I look forward to getting into it with you.
Yep. Well, let's kick it off. Newsbreak. All right, guys, and as always, before we get started with Newsbreak, we do just want to remind you guys that if you need to get information about our show or you want to watch episodes, make sure to go to beardsandbitcoins.com. That's spelled out A-N-D, beardsandbitcoins.com. And you can sign up for our mailing list, and you can get the 21 Bitcoin Best Practices Guide for absolutely free. And then also on top of that, every week you're going to get an email personally from me, telling you guys what you can expect on the week show. So you guys definitely make sure you do that. But for Newsbreak today, we're going to be talking about something that is absolutely insane going on right now, which is it seems like we're on the precipice of a recession. No question about it. I think we'll kind of like you can't call the top or the bottom till well after. I think we'll look back at this as definitely the beginning of the recession. The stock markets are going crazy. That they said that starting on Friday, I think they're closing the stock market.
What?
Because someone has corona on the stock market floor.
Oh, wow.
So they are going to move to electronic trading, but kind of, Justin, let me know what's kind of your first overall thought about, what's going on with the recession, stocks, finances, the whole nine yards. And I'll look that story up real quick.
Okay. For me, it's crazy, man. Like to hear, what is it now? Two or three times in the last week, the kill switch has been engaged
Yeah.
in the
Fourth
stock
time, I
market.
think, wasn't it? Fourth, I
Fourth
think.
time, was it? I
Yeah,
mean,
I
that's
think so.
just like, I mean, that has to be unprecedented. Like, when was the last time, if ever, that's ever happened? Like, that's nutty to me.
I didn't even know that was a
Obviously,
thing. Did you?
no, I didn't actually. But it's crazy to see, like, it's crazy to see like what's pumping, what's dumping, like Blue Apron. Did
Oh,
anybody
wow. I
think
didn't think
that,
about that.
dude? It's like a 3x in the last like 2.5 weeks. That thing is going crazy. It went from I want to say like $3. It's up to like 16 or 17 right now. Like, the thing went crazy.
That's nuts. And then you got businesses like I think Delta is down 60%.
The cruise lines.
Bitcoin falls 50%, and everybody's like, it's a Ponzi scheme. And then you got Delta down 60%, and everybody's like, well, that's just the breaks when you trade stocks. Like, what the heck?
Yeah, no, it's interesting to hear, and obviously everybody's been kind of, I would assume, paying attention to the news, learning what's going on. But the airlines just approached the government looking for like a $60 billion bailout.
Yeah.
They're getting the squeeze. I mean, nobody's traveling. I understand that, but nobody's going to hotels. Nobody's allowed to go to concerts. I mean, what about these artists that have had these tours planned for in excess of a year, that all of a sudden things are getting canceled? I know that the business I'm in, man, I had to cancel a lot of business. And I don't know. I know that, we thankfully didn't have to pay like cancellation fees and stuff, but like, I know that there are some businesses that can't get away from that. And I mean, you're not generating the revenue from the show to justify the fees that you have to pay on some of this stuff.
Yeah. Well, I mean, even in my YouTube business, like, creating content on YouTube, I do sponsored reviews on my channel. I
Mhm.
had two companies that paid me and then said, after, like, in between when I was making the reviews and all this happened, they said, we need refunds. We can't do any sponsored content right now. I was like, well, you already paid me. I already did the review. So, but I ended up going ahead and putting them out on my, I talked to the people, and, it was all good. It worked out in the end. But I mean, that just shows like the panic. Like, people want their money back, and they want to, like, try to be as safe as they can during this recession. And it's just not going to work out. I mean, we could be looking at the end of our financial system in a lot of ways, which is great news for Bitcoin. I think.
I mean, it proved itself the other week that it's not the safe haven asset. I mean, but at the same
But now
time,
look at what
it's
it's done this week, though. This week, it's actually stayed steady while the market has had its two biggest decreases of all time.
True. And you have to think, like when a lot of people were freaking out, and thinking like, oh God, how long is this quarantine going to happen? How long am I going to be out of work? Like, I might have to liquidate some of my assets just so that I've got cash in case I got to buy food. If you have to buy food to survive or hang on to your Bitcoin, what are you going to do? You're going to buy food to hang on to your life.
You're going to get liquid. You're going to get wet.
Wait, that's one of my favorite parts of Training Day with Denzel Washington, when he looks over at Ethan Hawke. He's like, "You want to get wet?"
That's funny, man. That's a great movie. Great movie. But I do want to give a little bit of history here for people on the stock exchange. So after Black Monday, after 1987, October 19th, 1987, they put in something that they call trading curbs, which allows them to flip the circuit breaker when it drops tremendously to stop panic selling, which doesn't that seem like market manipulation? It's really crazy to me.
100%.
Yeah, but this was actually the first time this was ever used was on my birthday, actually. October 27th, 1997, as I was turning 15. And actually, at this exact time this was going on, I was probably popping a pimple because I had bad acne. Or either, doing something crazy, skipping school, who knows what I was doing. But I was 15 years old when this happened on my birthday, 1997, and it only dropped 500 points. We saw it drop, I think, 2,200 points earlier, 2,200 points, I think,
20,
earlier.
20, 22, 23, something like that. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, 23% anyways over the last 3 days. So it's not good. What's happening. And, the day that it got pulled, it was only 500 points, like the first use. So we look at how severe what we're going through right now is, and this is a lot different than 2008. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. I mean, but 2008 is why Bitcoin was even born, right? I mean, I
Yeah, oh
know
yeah.
that Satoshi was working on it before, but it was the 2008 recession is kind of what culminated in the delivery of Bitcoin to the community.
Yeah, you know what's really interesting is Bitcoin crashed last week. So if you guys didn't know, we record these episodes usually on Wednesdays. We're recording this one late Wednesday night. You guys are going to get this first thing in the morning, so there's not going to be a big gap. But like last week, we recorded on Wednesday afternoon, and by Thursday morning, by the time we posted the episode, everything was different.
Dude, last Thursday will go down in history as probably one of the worst days. It was the biggest drop in Bitcoin in how many
7 years.
years?
It's the second biggest drop ever for Bitcoin, the worst for almost every altcoin.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it was last Thursday, man. I'll remember that one. I'll remember the day that I got into Bitcoin, like my first like 5X in one day, and then last Thursday. Like those are like my 3 days that I
That was
remember
great,
the
man.
most.
The first time you ever got Bitcoin, that was when you got the mail escort, or no? Was that what from
No,
the Silk Road, from the dark web? Is that what that was, or was that
no,
a
no,
different time?
no, no, man. So yeah, that was not it. That was not it.
That was not it. Man, I'm hot today. I'm zinging
You got
today.
you got those jokes, man. You must have that cabin fever. You got those pent up jokes.
Oh man, it's just because I've been so serious all the time. You know, I'm just ready to let it out and let it loose. Have some
You should
fun. I
start.
mean,
You
you
should
guys
you
should
should
have
start
some
another
fun.
channel, the CEO of Seriousness.
The CEO of Siri, the CEO of Dread. I mean, that's pretty much what I do on my CEO of Facts channel, but which is crazy. I mean, I got that thing up to 25,000 subscribers in 10 days, my CEO of Facts YouTube channel. So,
That's
yes,
crazy.
you guys want, COVID 19 updates, make sure you head on over to my channel, CEO of Facts on YouTube. I give those on the daily. But I did want to talk about this. So, starting on March 23rd, the New York Stock Exchange will temporarily close its historic trading floor and move fully to electronic trading. So I believe that's on Monday. So the move
Wow.
came after why are they not doing it tomorrow? The move came after 2 people tested positive for coronavirus infection at screenings it had set up this week. The interns were stopped at medical screening, so they got caught when they were screening people coming in. So this is the first time the physical trading floor of the stock exchange has ever shut independently while electronic trading continues. And what do you read into that?
That's all a scam.
It's all
That's someone's back there pulling triggers. That's someone's making things happen. I mean, like if there's no one down on the floor to make these calls, I mean, isn't that like what triggers the whole thing to begin with?
But this is what I'm reading into it. I'm reading into it like, hey, this could be the stock world getting exposed to the way crypto trades. Like 24/7 electronically. We don't have to have a stock exchange. Like, could this be a transition? There was some other big news this week
Ooh.
about Coinbase's legal officer now
Yeah.
getting a high appointed position in the government, the number
Yeah,
2 person regulating banks.
it was like the Secretary of Treasury named him like the Director of Finance or in charge of all the banks.
His official title is the Deputy of the OCC, which stands for the Office. This is such a crazy name. In my video, I said it sounds like someone from the Derek Zoolander School for Kids Who Cannot Read Good school named it. It's called it's called the Office of the Comptroller of the Currency.
That's so
The
dumb.
Office of the Comptroller of the Currency.
That's so dumb.
And that sounds so weird.
Yeah. I wouldn't want that title.
No. So, but he was a big proponent of a digital dollar. So he had a big article in the New York Times about this. So could that be the case? And another thing, just real quick before we move on, we got to move on over to token time here. But I do want to say, like last Thursday, things looked bad for Bitcoin. We saw the drop. The price went down tremendously. But now you're seeing that stocks have actually started dropping further below than Bitcoin did. And Bitcoin has managed to maintain. So is it possible that Bitcoin dropped? A lot of people lost faith in it. But during this time, just like it was born at 2008, maybe its use case and adoption can be born out of this crisis.
Could absolutely very well be. I mean, this is like the first financial crisis that Bitcoin has been exposed to.
Yeah.
I mean, this could be what it's made for.
Yeah. Uncharted territory. I keep saying uncharted territory. But, speaking of uncharted territory, let's check out some token picks.
Token time. All right, guys, for token time today, Ben and I are both going to make a pick based on what we feel is a great project to either be invested in or to be holding throughout a recession, times like this. All right, so it's a little bit different than what we normally do. We're both going to make our selection. But before we get into there, you guys got to make sure that you join our Telegram, because we're always talking about projects. We're always looking for your opinions and what you want us to talk about during token time. And plus, we're always just there, so we can shoot the breeze with you, talk to you. Let's talk about crypto. We talk about sports. We talk about crypto. We talk about all sorts of things. So join us on Telegram. That is t.me/beards Bitcoins.
Beards and Bitcoins.
Beards and Bitcoins. Thank you. T.me/beards and Bitcoins. Come join us on Telegram. All right, token time. Ben, what's your recession pick?
Okay, so I recently did a video on this on my channel. So if you guys watched the video, then you've already seen this. If you're listening on audio, then you probably didn't. But my pick is actually Binance Coin. I think that BNB is a very good hold right now, and for multiple reasons. The first reason I would say is because one thing you want to look for in a recession is a coin that can decouple from Bitcoin. Because if Bitcoin is going to stay sideways based on the economy, unless it's able to just rise like a phoenix, you're going to want to have a coin that's going to be able to move against Bitcoin. And the most popular one that we've seen do that recently is Chainlink. However, Chainlink had a huge fall. It went from almost a top 10 all the way down to 18 or 19 on CoinMarketCap.
It was brutal. It was a tumble.
It was definitely
to see that one drop.
Yeah, definitely a tumble. And so people lost a little bit of faith in it. But one coin we've seen do this before also is Binance Coin. And so the decoupling is huge because we saw it once. It could happen again. But the other thing that I want people to pay attention to is this. If we get into a long, drawn-out recession, if this is like crumbling world economies, which a lot of people think is very real with what we're facing right now, then you're going to want something that's going to be able to reap rewards based off of other people's failures. And if you look at, the bear market destroyed so many crypto projects and so many exchanges, and they were only able to hang on by a thread because of the promise of a halving pump. They're like, if we can just get to this place, we can survive. But now with everything going on, I think it's a great chance. Now we're definitely going to see capitulation. We're going to see, we're going to see exchanges closing. We're going to see projects closing down. I think we're going to see a lot of stuff if we're in for another extended version of the bear market. And guess what? If all those exchanges start closing, who reaps the benefits of all that? Binance is the number one most popular exchange in the world. And Binance US and Binance.com, while they're technically different companies, they both use the same coin. So
that's interesting. That's a good pick, man. I do love BNB. I think it's a solid play. It's a solid hold. And from where it was, to where it is right now, I mean, there's a solid little jump you got in there.
Yeah, definitely. However, though, real quick, I do want to say this. While BNB is a great buy, I believe right now, Airbnb is not. Do not invest in Airbnb right now. You will be sadly mistaken.
Airbnb, VRBO, all that stuff, man. Stay away.
Did you know it's not VRBO? Did you know it's Verbo?
Whatever. There was the guys at Wrecked. Shout out to the guys at Wrecked. I think Bunchu. Was it Bunchu or Chamber?
I think it was Chamber.
He had a trip booked with Verbo, VRBO, whatever, and I know that they were giving him some hassle about trying to cancel
to this back here to Atlanta for the Final Four.
Atlanta.
I think it was. Well, he said for the NCAA tournament, so maybe I don't know. Maybe it wasn't the Final Four, but it was the NCAA tournament.
Okay, but stay away from them. I've only had bad experiences with them, so whatever they want to call themselves, good luck.
Yeah.
Anyhow, so back.
Yeah. What's your pick? Tell us what your pick is.
So my pick is CRO, CRO. It is one of the crypto.com tokens. I am currently in my third round of staking.
Oh, wow.
I this time I did a 3-month stake. So I'm earning 16%. So regardless of what happens for the next 3 months, I can't touch.
Is it 16 or 18? I think it's 18%, isn't it?
I'm not staking it with, I don't have the MCO stake, just the CRO.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah.
So it's 16%.
16% still good though.
Dude, I mean, that's great, right? So I'm earning 16%. It's locked up. I can't sell it while things are down. So it's forcing my hand to hold. And I really like the project. I think it's going to go places. I've just bought a whole bunch more and threw that into the earn program. And so, I mean, I'm going to wait that out 3 months. And that, to me, that's my recession plan, is to just earn and hodl.
Well, you know what's very interesting is you don't really watch my videos, do you?
I sometimes I'll log into some of your live streams. I will watch some videos just to kind of see what's going on, learn from you. You are a great YouTuber, but I don't watch every video.
Of course you don't. That was the answer I was looking for, was no. Because what's really interesting right here is you are actually exactly proving something I said on my top recession-proof altcoins video I did last night. It would have been Tuesday night by the time you guys are listening to this, which was I put CRO. CRO is one of my top 7 coins. And the reason being is because if you go and you look at the liquidity, if you look at the volume, the trading volume on CoinMarketCap for CRO, you'll see it's actually very low. When you compare it to, let me actually go ahead and just give you guys the numbers here on this so you guys can understand. So in the last 24 hours, so CRO right now is coming in at number 21. It wasn't 19. I wonder what passed it there. But it looks like Dash went back up or whatever. You're having a lot of stable coins moving up too. So the Coinbase dollar is now up above, Dash and Ethereum Classic, Crypto.com. But the 24-hour trading volume, so Crypto.com is coming in at number 21. So I'm going to give you 15 through 20, and then I'll tell you what Crypto.com's is. So 15, or I'll start at 16. Chainlink is at $300 million. Monero is at $129 million. Coinbase dollar is at $700 million. Dash is at $821 million. Ethereum Classic is at $1.3 billion. This is 24-hour trading volume. Crypto.com, $16 million.
Come on now. Come on, let's get up there. Give me $1 billion market cap on CRO, and I got a boat. You guys can all hang out with me.
But what's cool about that is that what that tells you right there is that the trading volume is, we're talking about 10 times 10 times lower than like Ethereum Classics, but the market cap is almost the same. So that means that people, when they get this coin, they're holding on to it, and because you stake it, people aren't trading it as much. And because you stake it, like, you can't panic sell it. You know what I'm saying? And that prevents the price, I feel like, from dropping compared to a lot of other projects. And I love that you brought that up, because, man, that just illustrated, that my favorite thing, which is that I'm right. So
yeah, that's good. Obviously every coin took a tumble. I think, a week and a half ago, whatever it was about 6 cents. Right now it's like 3.5. So, it did lose about 40 some percent, whatever. But it literally just kind of like holds strong all the time. So I think the more the market cap goes up on that one, the happier everyone will be. So that is my pick for kind of, it's it's kind of like the whole plan that goes into it. It's the buying it, it's the project, it's the staking it, and just holding it. I mean, like you said, you can't panic sell it. You just, it's stuck. And then, you agree to locking it up for 3 months, and that's what I got 85 more days. I can't even touch it.
Yeah. And I just love the fact that, like, this is confirmation to people that CRO is a great project for this, because, a lot of people know, like, they work with me on my channel, that they're like a monthly sponsor, kind of my channel. So I'm obviously talking about them a lot, but I do believe in it. But you're not, though. Like, JChains is not sponsored by them in any way.
Nope.
And so I put them on my list of top 7 altcoins for recession, and then you back that up and you come in and give a totally, the reason lines up. And so you guys are getting confirmation, like, that's a coin we're both picking for totally separate, well, kind of almost the same reasons. But, definitely didn't talk about this before. I didn't even know what coin you were bringing to the show today.
That's how we do it, man. Sometimes, well, during Manspreading, that's when we kind of know what's going on, so that we can sometimes take a little bit of a different approach, but not on token time, man. We've never done the split token time before. I like that.
There's nothing better than going both ways with Manspreading. So, by the way, let's go ahead. Wait, no, that did not. Wait, that's another terrible segue. Hold on. That's not what I meant.
This is the bad Segway show.
This is the bad Segway show. Kind of like, did you know the Segway scooter, by the way, which I remember people repping as it was going to be bigger than the internet before people found out what it was? Do you remember that? People were like, this is going to be bigger than the internet. And then it was the Segway scooter. Did you know? What's that?
Terrible. I hate
Did
Segways.
You know that the creator of the Segway scooter died when he fell off a cliff driving a Segway scooter?
Shut up.
That's a true story. 100%. Look it up. True story.
What a nerd.
What a nerd. Well, let's go ahead and move on. Let's get out of this nerd talk. Let's head on over to Manspreading. Manspreading. So we're back, guys, and I don't know who my co-host is over here, as he went from looking like the JChains that I know and love to looking like Carrot Top and a WWE wrestler had a baby and threw on a baseball cap.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, he hit me with it. So today for Manspreading, we're going to be talking about what we're missing the most when it comes to sports being canceled. And obviously, I'm going to let Jay go first today because, I mean, if you're not watching the video here, he looked ridiculous.
Yeah, you should be watching the video if you're not. Contrary to popular belief, my day-to-day job is actually would have been working for March Madness. It's actually, to me, that's not what I miss the most, unfortunately.
Just say it. Go ahead, say it. Tell the people.
Go Cubbies.
No. Tell the people how much you love that March Madness was canceled.
Oh, man. It's like, so, okay. Really, it's a
You can't say it out loud. I said it for you, okay? I'm putting words into your mouth because I don't think you can technically say that, okay?
I don't think that I technically can say that. You're right. Dude, it's been like, so the month of March has just been like a train wreck of a nightmare, just as far as like busyness goes for the last 10 years of my life. This is the first time that I've never, in my professional career, had to do March Madness. So I miss, if you're watching the video, I miss the start of baseball season. I miss my beloved Cubbies. Go Cubbies.
Yeah, go Cubs. How about that? Well, what's really interesting is they're looking at starting the baseball season at least 8 weeks late. I mean, there might be a chance this whole season's lost. There's a chance.
They would have to play a lot of doubleheaders to make it up because obviously you can't, playoffs go into October.
They would cut the amount of games for sure, though. They wouldn't be able to play all the games no matter what. No matter what, this will not be a full season.
Okay. Well,
yeah.
That's sad. That's sad news. But, you can't extend it past October. So
no,
you can't play baseball in November.
No, you can't.
And it's football season.
What's that?
And it's football season.
And it's football season for sure. So for me, I think what it comes down to is, I definitely love baseball. I definitely love, I love our local Atlanta United team here. But for me, I'm going to say the thing that I'm the most disappointed in it getting canceled has not actually been canceled yet. And I think that it will for sure get canceled. I don't think there's any way they can play it. But I'm going to go with the Olympics here. And the main reason is because, not because I'm a huge Olympics fan, but my wife, like, you guys don't understand. My wife loves the Olympics. Like, every time the Olympics come around, well, we've only had kids for one round of the Olympics because my kids are under 8. This would be my oldest one's second Olympics. Like, they literally go out and play every Olympic game. Like, they go to a place that has rowing, and then they go to a swimming pool, and they do, they'll go to a volleyball court, and they play all the Olympic games.
That's fun.
Yeah, they're so excited. Like, my wife does little press conferences for my kids where, does like little human interest stories on them. Like, it's cool.
That's really cool.
Yeah, it's really cool. And we're going to miss it. And it's really sad. Now, Japan is saying they're definitely not going to cancel it. However, the president of the Japanese committee has the coronavirus.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he has it. So the IOC, I think, eventually is going to step in because the Olympics isn't something like, and don't get me wrong, I miss March Madness, I miss basketball, I miss everything. But the IOC is not going to, it's not like those sports where they could have maybe played without fans. You can't do the Olympics without fans. And even if you could, you're getting athletes from every single one of these infected countries to come to your place.
That's not smart.
No. So, I mean, for me,
and the spectators, everything. You just invite everything.
you invite everything. And one of my favorite things about the Olympics is all the sex stories. Like,
Oh, did you ever hear that? Like they go through like hundreds of thousands of condoms and like
crazy amount of condoms. Yeah.
what?
Like, what the heck, Okay. Now I'm a happily married man. Okay. But I mean, if I was one of them athletes, I mean, my gosh, like you got to be, walking around with an STD by the end of that thing, right? You have to.
That's why they use the condoms, man.
Oh yeah. That's a good point. Have we thought about trying condoms to stop the coronavirus or no?
Like body condoms?
Maybe. Well, dude, let me tell you something that was so funny. Something that was so funny was I was watching the news one morning, and one of the guys on the news, they have these new finger protectors. So, like, if I'm not kidding you, this is true. Okay.
I know.
Have you seen them?
I know.
They have little finger protectors you put on your finger, and so you can touch things like, like an elevator button or a doorknob or whatever it might be. And they're little condoms. Like they're little like micro penis condoms is what they look like. Okay. And the guy on the news like had them, and he was like, oh, look at these finger protectors. And he had them all on his fingers, and he was moving his hand around. And then like there was one moment where it all clicked for him, and he goes, all right, we're going to go to commercial break.
Oh, what have I done?
Oh my gosh, it was absolutely hilarious. But let's get this to a vote. I mean, let's find out on the Twitter poll, what people want. Let's see what event they miss the most. Baseball, the Olympics. I guess we'll do NBA. Let's just do basketball.
MotoGP was canceled.
But I mean that's a small niche little thing. I think what we should do is let's see what people are going to miss the most. The Olympics, the Masters, the baseball, or NBA/NCAA basketball. I think that'd be good. So let's find out which one the most. Have you tried watching SportsCenter or anything like that recently?
No, our news guy the other day, like he did his news segment, and he's just like, well, to be honest with you, for the next couple of weeks, I don't even know what I'm going to talk about. But I have seen some funny videos, I'm sure you have as well, like online, where people are just like, what are you watching now? It's just like these dudes were like I think they looked like a frat house. Like they were watching like bowling on TV and just like going nuts. Like
that's funny.
Just all sorts of weird stuff.
Yeah.
But it's sad.
Well, we actually, we had the news yesterday that Tom Brady, was going to sign with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, which is also crazy. Like there's going to be no press conference probably for that. If it is, it's probably going to be him in his house. He's not going to get to go meet the players. The fans aren't going to be able to like welcome him to Tampa or anything like that, which I'm a Falcons fan, so screw Tampa and screw Tom Brady. But so I watched. I thought he was
going to go somewhere in California. I thought he'd go to San Diego or
maybe
Los Angeles,
Vegas even,
because that's where he's from.
San Diego doesn't have a football team, but
I know they got rid of him.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's Los Angeles now.
But I actually watched SportsCenter last night for the first time in a week, and which is crazy because that's all I have it on is ESPN all the time, and this is the first time I've turned it there. And they're basically like, it's so sad. Like they're, instead of having NCAA tournament games, because it was supposed to start last night, the play-in games, they're doing like, every night they're throwing back to like a famous NCAA moment, and it's like, it's so sad. And then they also did, they're highlighting, this is real cool that they're doing because they got no content, other than NFL free agency in the way that the virus is affecting sports. What they're actually doing is they're highlighting like college and high school teams that didn't get a chance to finish their season. So they're highlighting like the Kansas basketball team. They were highlighting some a high school in Sacramento. They got their season canceled 2 days before they're supposed to play for their first ever championship in the state of California. Stinks. Yeah, so I thought that was kind of a cool thing. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't put on ESPN. We cut the cord, so I don't really watch. I watch like some Netflix or like a movie with the wife or whatever, but I don't really get a chance to watch anything. I just catch up on my news online, but yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I probably will never get rid of DirecTV until they make me. I love DirecTV. I gotta have ESPN. I don't mind paying a couple $100 a month or however much it is. Like I'm a baller like that. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a SportsCenter up on this easy.
Can't you just get it like on its own? Like that's the thing. It's like they need to start offering. Which is like, okay, I want ESPN, I want the Food Network, and I want HBO, and those are the only three channels that I want. Make it like $10 a month, and then that's it.
Well, I got kids too, so they watch all kinds of stuff too. But the kids actually mostly watch Netflix. But we're getting off topic here, guys. Let's go ahead and wrap it up for sure. But yeah, guys, so thank you so much for listening to Beards and Bitcoins, a crypto podcast for the man's man and the women who love them. Each week, we're bringing you guys news, information, and stories to spread awareness about cryptocurrency. And we got a special announcement. We recently did a contest where we gave away some Bitcoin based upon some people leaving us some reviews on ratethispodcast.com. We are going to do a live stream on my channel, BitBoy Crypto, on Friday. We haven't got a time yet where we're going to announce the winner or winners of that contest. You guys make sure to listen in for that on my channel, BitBoy Crypto, on Friday. And then, really looking forward to giving away some money. And then we'll just chat about some crypto on Friday as well.
That will be fun. That will be fun. And guys, if you did enjoy this episode, please, like Ben said, leave us a review, a rating. We'll have a link. It's called ratemypodcast.com. I think that's what it is.
Ratethispodcast.com.
Ratethispodcast.com. Thank you. And it'll be in a post later this week. So please do us a solid. Also, spread the word by sharing your favorite Beards and Bitcoins episodes on your social media channels. That would be superb.
Yeah, and we also got a very special announcement coming next week on next week's episode. So you're definitely not going to want to miss that. I don't even want to tease it. Just know we got a very special announcement coming next week on the podcast. So make sure that you guys, subscribe, sign up for the email letter list or the mailing list so you can get access to that as soon as we drop the episode. Don't forget to visit beardsandbitcoins.com or join our Telegram group, t.me/beardsandbitcoins today. Boom.
We're out.